Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 5. So last part we pretty much continued our infiltration, initial infiltration of the palace to try and find Futaba's treasure. And we're continuing on with this, and that's what we're continuing on with today. We got the first puzzle section done, and so this is the start of the second puzzle section. Not too difficult. Like I said, I've said this plenty of times while we've been going through this dungeon. I actually really like this palace because it's so kind of different from the rest of them, because it's more puzzle heavy, more puzzle focused, and less about fighting enemies. Let's try and head through here. There surely isn't going to be anything to cause us any problems whatsoever. Oh shit. Yeah, so basically we're gonna have to take the long road. Sorry, gonna have to take the long route around. To basically turn off that trap right there. Oh yeah, you can't do that. There are a lot of traps in this area. In the second area, there's a lot of traps for you to deal with. And a new enemy, Bearer of the Scales. Looks like Anubis, level 37. I think we're lower level, aren't we, than this guy? Yeah, I think we are, but... yeah, this guy is... I never worked out his weakness, I don't think. No, I never did. He's, my god, is he difficult. There's a certain attack that he has which is pretty disgusting. Here it is, hammer on. It's a light attack. If it hits you, instant kill. It's really annoying to deal with. And I don't think there's anything you can do to defend against it. I think it's just, you know, I think it's just, you have to just fucking take it. You know what I mean? Like it's something that you can't really deal with. Revives one ally with full HP. So yeah, it's all about hitting him as hard as you can before he can get that attack off. You can see even the physical attacks from endgame are, you know, not causing that much damage. Oh, he's going to use Hammy on again, isn't he? By the way, this is extremely unlucky as well, because Hamion, it's a chance of attack of, you know, if it hits, it instantly kills you. There's still a percentage chance that it will miss. And so, fucking hell, man, to get hit with that twice in a row is fucking bullshit. It's bad luck, man. Anyway. Continue past, and I think we have to go. I think basically we're heading this way just to turn off the puzzle, to turn off the spikes. And as you can see, there's a lot more of the sarcophagi, whatever, whatever the plural that is. There's a lot of them around here, which means obviously that we could get cursed. Oh, and here we are. Yeah, so we've got to grab these orbs again. Similar deal to the original, to the first section. But this first section, rejection gem, this is a bit of a pain in the ass. So, now we've got that. We need to head this way. So, I think you need that gem to turn off the spikes. But basically you pull that gem out of there first, and that basically activates this trap here. So what we've got to do is put this thing back, because you need to collect all the orbs possible for the ending of the stage, the ending of this section of the dungeon. So what you do is you leave this one here, and then you go through, And there's another one for us to grab. Can't see it yet. Go on, just get on it. Oh, that's what it was. You need to get past here. You need to press the button, and then you need to grab the thing. But anyway, Isis and Anzu. Anzu is weak to nuclear attacks, and she's weak to wind? I think it's wind. Let's have a look. No, it's Psy. She's weak to Psy. There we go. But I thought I'd show off Isis because we haven't seen this particular thing before. She's an Egyptian goddess, from what I remember. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And Ryuji's up to level 31. Thank God they get full experience when they're not even in the party. That's really useful. So what we want to do is we want to push this button. And so I think you push this button and that stops the thing. That stops the trap. And then as you leave, you want to grab the orb, because that is going to cause you more issues. This is going to cause you more issues because obviously the enemy is going to pop out of those sarcophagus. But you need that for later on in the level, later on in the dungeon, this section of the palace. So yeah, I always hate that. I mean, it's one of those things where it's annoying. But it's also a clever, but I also think that it's kind of a clever level gimmick, you know, dungeon gimmick. I keep saying level, I don't know why. But yeah. Now this is turned off. And we've got 2 of those to deal with. And I'm being a bitch.
Okay. Show me your true form.
There we go. Let's get rid of you first. And he's gone. Now we need to get rid of this brick. Come here, dog. Let me pull your face off. There we go. And let's open up this chest. Black robe. I don't know what that does. It's just an accessory, I suppose. But so up here, we need to do something to break this first. We need to do something to break that first before we can move on. And it was actually this section here which gave me a fair amount of trouble the first time I played, just because I struggled to work out what the fuck you were meant to do. But I got there I got there eventually, but it just took me a long time. And as a result, when it came to doing this playthrough, I remembered, you know, how much trouble I had and kind of really focused in this section. Oh, let's open you up. Revival bead, that's useful. I think that restores, revives somebody with 50% HP. You don't get a lot of the ones that restore 100% HP after you revive them. You don't find them a lot. Oh, here we go. I'm showing off this fight because of the chanting baboon. Because I was finally able to work out what his weakness is. It took me a fucking long time. But I got it in the end. Attack and recovery up. So yeah, I'm trying to work out, okay, what is it? And it's Psy, there you go. So yeah, the baboon is weak to psychic attacks. Makes it nice and easy. Actually, the first time I played this game, I didn't actually get any persona with psychic abilities. Instead, I had to wait till the very end of the game to be able to use psychic attacks, because one of the future party members, pretty much the last party member you get actually, Haru, she specializes in psychic attacks, and so I didn't really get the opportunity to use those moves until she joined the party, like right at the end of the game. So it was kind of pointless. But luckily in this section, in this part of the game, luckily in this playthrough I got a persona which had that ability fairly early on, so I can start using them a lot. You know, so the psychic, I can start using psychic attacks a hell of a lot earlier than I did in my first playthrough. Yeah, this area took me a little bit of a while. Okay, so you want to put the orb back here. So the orb that we've got, we're going to put back in to this place. And that gets rid of the curse, and it also does something else, I think. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. Yeah, I'm going down here first just because smaller room, probably isn't too much in here. And we got a treasure chest. Let's open it up. Spirit belt, that's another accessory, which I don't use. I think that restores a small amount of SP.
I can feel it.
Per turn, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But it does something to SP anyway. So on Papyrus, that's to sell. Right, so we got to press this button here. And that fires the thing there, and that breaks that.
Amazing.
Awesome. And that's really it. That's what took me quite a long time to work out. What took me quite a long time, actually, to work out was where do I go next? Because I was like, oh, how do I get up there? Yeah, there's a fucking climb. Prompt. Which I was pretty fucking stupid about.
Joker, a treasure chest. Let's open. Oh.
Time to open you up. But yeah, that took me a really long time to kind of work out. That was a real forehead slapping moment. Got it done in the end. Got a decent accessory there, and we also got stuff for selling. So let's move on. And here we are, the final section. This is the final section before we open up the next part. Final thing we need to do. I apologise. You have to do this at the end of each of them. Basically, it's a little puzzle, and it kind of gives you insight into what's happening with Futaba and what kind of. Yeah, so that goes there, that goes there, and that one goes there. Boom! And it gives you insight into what's happening in Futaba's, what happens with Futaba, kind of what happens in her memories. Basically, what's happening here. This is basically a bunch of government agents types went to go see Futaba after her mother had died. Kind of gave her mother's kind of last will and testament, or you know, something that she wrote just before she died. And yeah, we'll find out a bit more about that near the end of the palace. But needs to say, it's when you find out what those guys actually did, it's pretty fucking sick, to be honest. But we'll find out more about that later. So now we're moving on to the third section. Like I say, it took me a while, the first playthrough, but it's really easy once you know what you're doing. But so okay, in we go. I cut out there because I wanted to save first, because the save room was put on the other side. Different side from the first section, so kind of a weird one. But anyway, let's pull your face off. Let's keep going. I don't want to say too much about Futaba's backstory, because it's you know, just because it is fully explained by the end of the dungeon, so I don't really want to kind of get it shown off too quickly, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't want to, you know, ruin it before it gets shown off properly, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so now we're going to head this way. I'm sure that nothing bad will happen, Futaba. What the fuck? Oh shit. Time to run. Indiana Jones moment. So yeah, if you keep trying to go up this way, then it will just constantly keep throwing these balls at you. So you can't go up that way. We've got to shut off this mechanism first, which, you know, throws these giant balls at us. So yeah, can't get down there. So into the hole. And this is where we get a proper... This is a proper big puzzle that we need to solve. This is like a proper puzzle that you would expect in...
a treasure chest.
I have something.
What?
You know, that you would expect in some kind of a highfalutin game. Magic ointment, that restores SP, I believe. A large amount of SP. Yeah, you can't, Tom, can't interact with that. Let's move on. Yeah, you can't interact with them. Come on, let's go. Right. So we need to activate the puzzle first, so we've got to head this way. Basically what this is here... My apologies. What this here is the reset button for the puzzle, but we need to activate the puzzle first. So let's get going, shall we?
You're right.
I can feel it.
Yeah, so let's just go for now. Ooh,
I'll reveal your true form.
kick his ass. There we go.
I can see it.
We're done here. Let's go.
Alright, so this door is completely sealed off by a blue kind of power. So we can't go that way. So we need to head this way first. Kick it.
I can feel it.
Look at the strength of that man. But anyway, it's the only place we can go, so let's head in.
Focus.
So we've got another slab. What's this say? Let's take a closer look, shall we? Ooh.
Hey, look at this.
Right, so now we've turned... Something showed up. It says B01010. There you go. That is a clue to what we're going to have to do to solve the puzzle.
Wait.
So if we look down there... Now we've got blue light. We've got a blue orb with a bunch of white orbs to deal with. So yeah, it's a pretty simple puzzle. Basically, it's a B1010. It's B1010, I believe. So what we want to do is you interact with this and you basically put them into the correct order. So where it says where there's a 0, you want to turn it off.
I see.
And where it's a 1, you want to leave it switched on. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, Tom, do the fucking puzzle. So that's the blue shining coffin. Yeah. So the blue hologram we can't do anything with. My apologies. So what we're going to do is we're going to... So it's O. For God's sake, Tom, get on with it. O1 O. My apologies. 1-0. So there we go. Turn that last one off. And boom. Now we just need to press that big button.
Hey.
So let's press the button. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's not a reset. It's just a that activates it. Turns off the light and opens up the door so we can move on to the next section. My apologies. But anyway.
Wait.
So now we've got to head through that door and move on to the next section. But that'll be next part. Join me next time for the next part of Persona 5. When we're going to solve the other half of the puzzle in that... We're going to solve the second puzzle in that room. And we're going to turn off the giant ball dispenser. So join me next time for the next part of Persona 5. See you next time.